coming from Libya, others coming from all these places, okay, invading Nigeria. And then you start asking, what do they want from Nigeria? Why should all of us be, our lives should be endangered? Now, let me show you this. Simply because you have a greedy, selfish people, right? That the corruption runs so deep that the deep states that have taken over everywhere are ready to let us die because of these natural or mineral resources, right? I am from Ogun State, okay? So we also have, let me see. Yeah, we have a bitumen. We've got bitumen that is used for making a road. You see all those your road, quota on your road. Bitumen, we have that. So we have clay. Sorry, we have clay. We have feldspar. I don't know what that is. We've got gemstone. You know, gemstone is also like a very valuable stone called gemstone. We've got kaolin. We've got limestone for cement. We've got a phosphate. We've got a gas, LNG, liquid natural gas as well. Just to mention a few. Like Nigeria is so blessed across the place, right? That the owners of Nigeria could not really maximize that to the advantage of their people. Foreign direct investors who are attracted to your country because of what you have should primarily know that, number one, you should be considered very rich, not considered very poor, that deserves probably not what you have. And the only people that should keep you safe are the people that are looking for what is in it for me or you. Zamfara gold. You've heard about Zamfara gold and others, yeah? In Borno State, where they are getting bentonite, diatomite, gypsum, hydrocarbon, kaolin, and limestone. They is in that same Borno. They also have lithium too. Lithium used in making a battery. There's a particular resource there that made kind of media frenzy at the time. That if why did I forget the name? I forgot that. Anyway, now what we have been told is that if you pay attention to the areas where these terrorists and terrorism are really, really, really like fire, areas where the Nigerian military, Nigerian government have completely abandoned are areas that these Chinese illegal miners are flying helicopters to, are driving armored vehicles into. You know what I mean? Protected, heavily protected with money, weapons, and they are taking them to these terrorists. They are now also using these terrorists as runners too. Runners in the sense that when they need to protect the extracted resources, and they need to take them out of the zone, these guys are also their runners who do the transportation for them until the handing of locations. All these areas are territories up north Nigeria that are no longer under Nigeria control. Military have completely abandoned them. All you read in the news is just the collateral damages, that they are actually capturing people to make money. The level of terrorism in Nigeria right now is now being pointed at those who are supposed to be called the foreign direct investors, FDIO, foreign direct investment. And you can be a victim and you'll be asking yourself, what am I doing here? What have I done? What's your sin? Your sin is because you are in Nigeria as a Nigerian that is actually not really protected. No protection from those who are coming to take advantage of you. No protection from those who sworn to protect you from them. And here you are at the mercy of those who, and that's why you see today in Nigeria, they have the madness, the craze of, or should I call it the menace of the loan sharks run by these also Chinese companies. They are committing crimes, and it's being committed at the most ridiculous rate that you think petty crimes that you can say, oh yeah, should be, but going to people's places, extracting their resources with violence, sponsoring terrorism in behind it, and calling it what? And as I'm talking to you, take it or leave it. Oh, Nigeria is very, very helpless, powerless. I know you probably would tell me that if Nigeria want to save blah 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 blah, Nigeria can no. Stop living in that la la land, okay? Nigeria is done for. A lot of you may not know the damages. A lot of you may not understand the damages. A lot of you, why am I using this? Some of you, watching me right now, right? You may be very comfortable pointing fingers. In fact, you may be one of those who are the unity beggars. Those ones who believe that talking about the damages, the consequences, and possibly telling people that to stop or to end it would have to mean you have to stop doing the same thing again and again. Okay? So let me break it down for you. Nigeria is so messed up that every institution, you see, in every country, institutions are meant to be very, very powerful, impenetrable, incorruptible. Because once an institution is corrupt, lives will be at stake. Do you understand what I mean? Let me give you an example. Health as an institution. You have an administrator of health, regulators. Their reason for having them is to protect what is right. To ensure what is right, sustain what is right, and prevent what is wrong. Because any little mistake, whether through policy or the error or action of somebody, can actually cost life. And if it has to cost lives, then their job is to prevent all of that, whatever it's going to take. As an institution, they have to ensure of that. As a government, the survival of that institution, the independence of that institution, the service of that institution to millions of people is so sacrosanct and so powerful and beyond any interest, because any little mistake will cost lives. Look at the health sector in Nigeria. Look at the administrator of healthcare in Nigeria. Look at the mess it is. That's an example, Abi. Okay, let me give you another example. Defense. All over the world, a lot of you will talk about America defense, powerful country. Russia, powerful country. You're talking about their defense. You are talking about the institution that hold that belief, or that institution is so important to their country that any little compromise will open the country to vulnerability. And opening the country to vulnerability will expose the citizens of that country, and it will cost lives. Do you understand? Compromise. Little compromise to an institution will cost lives. You can't play politics with some certain things. Once you do, it will cost lives. Look at education, right? Look at your economy. Look at your Buharinomics. Institutions that are supposed to protect you, protect your interest, they have been compromised, and then you are opened up to all kinds of vulnerability. So right now, just give me one institution in Nigeria that is not compromised. Judiciary? Are you kidding me? No, you can't be serious. Miscarriage of justice in Nigeria? Is that not why we are here? The unfairness, the inequality, the impunity, the injustice. So you can't jump everywhere and start asking for unity by ignoring all of this. Give me one institution, just one, that is not compromised. Today, you see defense, NDA, Nigerian Defense Academy, I'll be waiting to call them, Nigerian Defense, they are defending terrorists. And they are shutting down their citizens, the victims of terrorism. They are jailing them for speaking out because they are trying to incite the people for talking about their experience. And they said that a repentant terrorist can become your president. A military man said that in Nigeria to millions of Nigerians. Tell me, which of them is not compromised? Which of your institution is not compromised? Do you even know what that means? Do you? That everything have to just be like everybody just do what you get, do what you can do to get to wherever you want to get to. Oh, Baba, now Nigeria be that. Are you new here? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Nigeria is so messed up that when politician promises anything, it is so strange that some of you actually believe them. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you actually believe. Well, some said they have to start somewhere. Somebody has to do something. No, you can't do anything. The entire system needs to collapse, right? Start afresh. How do you do that? This entire whole rotten system has to go. How do you do that? You see, asking me a question. By stopping doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. Turning yourselves to prayer warriors after doing the wrong thing. Okay. Unity begging won't change that. That is why we are where we are. The Biafrans want to leave. Why do you think they want to leave? Marginalization, injustice. Do you actually know what that means? To be considered maybe second, third, or fourth class citizen in your own supposed country? And all you have to do is just to learn how to live with it? Because what are you going to do? You just have to learn to live with it. Do you actually know what that means? Okay, call it ranting. Anyway, all I want to say is that it doesn't matter whether you want to continue to be dishonest. The whole point is that the consequences of all of this is not limited to those you wish will be punished for not agreeing with you. But take a look at the bigger picture here. A messed up country that cannot keep you safe. And now you have loan sharks. You have terror sponsors. You have criminals who are running things in your country. Something they can't really do elsewhere. And then you ask yourself, who should we report to? Some said, fight back. You can't fight back with your arms. And you have no fighting kind of a chance when you are targeted by your government. This is not like, listen, this is not like, oh, Nigeria has a problem. Oh, listen, as a government, we need to tell you Nigerians, let's say the truth. There is a problem. And the problem starts from, number one, we have a compromised security system. Imagine a government coming out to say, we have a compromised security system to combat this, and that. But because of this issue, we want to ensure that citizens are given enough leverage to help, right? Number one, build what is called the self-defense and help to apprehend or kind of stop the advancement of this terror sponsor and the activities. So, but instead of that, if you say PIM, you are under arrest. This Mayegun, we sit down abroad and be talking. That's what you think, right? Because that's exactly what they want you to say. But that is not going to change the fact that I am not saying that all the Chinese companies here, you can see that I'm very much specific about those that Nigeria granted mining licenses. And because of their licenses, they have now escalated into illegalities that even a tabloid, well, even an investigative report just came out to tell us now that there are Chinese, I've shown you the clips anyway, there are Chinese contractors in Nigeria that have been fingered, arrested in different parts of Nigeria, not arrested in different parts, but have been fingered in these different illegal activities across Nigeria. But because they are becoming more desperate and desperate and desperate, and in most cases, right, uncontrollable and uncontrollable, they have now ventured into paying militants, paying terrorists to help terrorize the people in an area, provide security for them, and also act as runners for them. We are talking about a gun running and then, and all this running as well. Illegal activities. This is evidence and is confirmed. as we speak. But the point here now is that what do you do to fight back when your government is actually behind it? Or, yeah, the people in your government behind it. Others said that that's why we need to break up. Of course, that is why. And do you know why they are turning the conversation around everybody going their separate way in Nigeria? Do you see why they are turning it into a sort of a request for war? They are now calling referendum war. Even educated people are calling it war, because those who are benefiting from a contraption Nigeria as we speak today, those who are unleashing this never seen before terrorism all over Nigeria, both foreign and local today, is broken up Nigeria at this point. It's no longer the loss of the politicians who are milking Nigeria. It's no longer the loss of their accomplices and their associates outside Nigeria who are milking Nigeria. It is now much like Nigeria has become a sort of a crime scene, right? Criminals' den. Local and foreign are thriving in Nigeria criminal industry. And in this case, like I told you before, they have now turned the terrorism industry. I mean, they have turned terrorism in Nigeria to a big multi-billion dollars industry. The more they spend money on insecurity in Nigeria, the more they spend money to fight terrorism in Nigeria, the more the terrorism keeps escalating and keeps escalating and it keeps escalating. Ask yourself, what exactly do they want? To turn all of us to Muslim? Or to turn all of us to Fulani? Or to turn all of us to what exactly? Then probably you'll begin to have the answer. So when you now say, should we report to who? Who should we report to? The people behind it. So we are at the stage whereby it will have to implode. That's what I think. It will have to implode, because when a bubble keeps, it will eventually kind of burst. The criminals in Nigeria, they are taking ridiculous loans from China. It was also under this Bokwari that Bokwari withdrew $10 billion of your money from your foreign reserve. I don't know if you still remember that, or you have forgotten, among other things you've seen happened under them. I don't forget, and I will always say them every time they come to mind. Bokwari in 2017 or thereabouts withdrew $10 billion from your foreign reserve, and they handed the money to the Chinese government. They also opened a yen, a yuan, whatever account for them in China. This was their deposit as a sort of credit. No, there's something you call that, guarantee or something. I don't know. A deposit to say, take our money, and then you can begin to partner and do business with us. You remember that time? And to this day, nobody knows what happened to that $10 billion. And to this day, they said they were doing all of that to crash the dollars in Nigeria, because Nigeria will now be trading with China. You remember that? So they trade with China, Nigeria to yen, abina yuan. What is their money again? Why am I yen? Japanese yen, Chinese yuan. Security, yeah, it was meant to be like a collateral or a security. They handed them that $10 billion that year. And since then, they've taken over $28 billion worth of loan from China. Sure you get? Yes, they're owing China close to $30 billion as we speak. And that is why the plot is that if they succeeded in building your train and all of that, and they start operating, like China will actually have to operate them and get their money back in the next 50 years. Some of the money they gave to Nigeria, but they gave Nigeria more. It also more or less made Nigeria a visa free for all Chinese interested in coming to Nigeria to do business. That's what they call them. So, you know, you are taking money from them. They are sending their contractors down to Nigeria and they are partnering with Nigeria. You've opened the door for them and you told them they could do anything. This time around, a corrupt Nigeria is now letting those who are running criminal operations in Nigeria, right, to go unchecked, except once in a while when they bring them to the media for us to see, while thousands are being ignored every day. I don't know how long the damages is going to be before we realize that. At a point, people actually believe that some prisoners are being sent to Nigeria to work as contractors. When they started seeing some behaviors of some of these guys, and they were like, how could you be an expatriate and be this brutal, murderous, and so kind of, you know what I mean? People have stories. So people are now like, did they give them that so much immunity, so much kind of uncheck? You know what I mean? To the point that the Chinese in Nigeria, they are now building, they have now built their own police stations in Nigeria. There was a time he made news, and hey, Chinese, no, they've already have their police stations. In case if you don't know, they have Chinese police stations in Nigeria. And according to them, it's just a police station for their workers. Sure you get? Because Nigerian police station may not understand them very well. So their own police station is that if any Chinese commits any crime, they will take them to their own police station. So people are now saying that, really? Yeah, that's how much. Like, how many are they in Nigeria and what are they doing? Can they be tracked? Can they be, you know what I mean? These are the questions. So they didn't just give Nigeria money. But why didn't just dip you in debt? Generational debt. That you can't really point at right now. Nigeria will be paying debt for the next 57 years at a minimum. But with Kolu and the rest also coming on, right? You probably will have to leave this world poorer. Your children, this is not a cause. So you can say, God forbid, and all of that. And I say, God forbid it for you. But there are millions that are actually going to be the victim of it. Where do you think 140 million Nigerians, they say poor Nigerians, come from? Don't you think they are human beings in their millions? Where do you think their poverty came from? They came from all of this. So rather than have money for development, now you have people who are stealing your resources. They are not paying money to government, okay? They are not paying money to the communities they are taking all this from. There is no benefit to the communities. There is no benefit to Nigeria. And millions of dollars of your resources are being taken every day. And nobody can say, what is going on? I mean, think about it. Nigeria is oil producing. At a point, Nigeria is the highest oil producing country in the entire Africa. Third in the world, I think. And Nigeria should be one of the richest countries. I mean, like, we had our chance, right? Then APC Egbekegbe came in. They said Nigeria was producing 1.8 million barrels of crude oil every day. That's some money. Multiply that 1.8 million barrels. One barrel. A barrel is actually around $87. Now, multiply $87 by 1.8 million. Whatever you get, that's exactly what Nigeria was making, should be making every day from that crude oil. So by the time they give Nigeria is their own royalty, which is the percentage they give to them, I think it's 40% or something. The oil companies will take their own percentage. Their family members and all the political hang-ons who owns the oil block, they will take their own percentage. And at the end of the day, Nigeria actually take lesser from the money they make from oil in Nigeria. The one that comes straight to the Nigerian cover is less than 50% of the money. Some of you don't know that. Do you? Do you know that? That Nigeria is not a Nigerian government. As NNPC of Nigeria is just an oil company by name. It does no oil extraction, no nothing. It just takes royalty from oil companies that are extracting the oil in Nigeria. Do you know that? That Nigeria has no equipment, one single $1 equipment extracting oil in Nigeria at all. Okay, now that you do know, it is called partners. That's why you have oil companies in Nigeria. They are the ones extracting all those things. When they finish extracting, do all they have to do, and the oil market is this how much, they give Nigeria percentage. And Nigeria has never collected up to 50% of money they are making from Nigeria oil. Since Nigeria has been making money from oil. You can go and verify this. Sure, you get all those people who own oil blocks from northern Nigeria. They are collecting from your oil money every. Then something happened. Maybe they just felt like, why are we paying this money tonight? You know what I mean? Let's just escalate and divide the whole thing. What happened is this: we'll choose those who are going to sell our own stolen oil to. Nigeria from 1.8 million crude oil every day dropped to 800,000 barrels every day. Almost 1 million barrels of crude oil is being stolen from Nigeria. And this is not something you can carry your own jerrycan. You can't carry your own tanker and say you want to go and steal crude oil. This is not crude oil stolen by people who have tankers. These are people who have vessels. I'm talking about an oil vessel, massive oil vessel that requires days, if not weeks, to load. We are talking about those that will carry millions of crude oil. It will take weeks to load. On Nigeria water, undetected, they were loading over 700,000 crude oil. Nigeria was losing over 700,000 barrels of crude oil every day for more than 60 years, ladies and gentlemen. So they chose to start selling the oil. And guess what? The countries that were buying the stolen oil from Nigeria for years, they are known. Some in Europe, Australia, Canada, and few other places that are also buying the stolen oil. All these are being done illegally. Sure, you get the money is not coming to you. You are just hearing about the money. Same thing with those who are now stealing your natural resources. They are not paying any money to Nigeria from stealing that. They are not paying any money for the communities they are destroying. It is all lose to everyone. What does that tell you? And what does that tell you? It tells you that Nigeria is irredeemable. It runs deep. Very deep. A country that can't build its own refineries or manage one went to the world, to Europe, European Union, to borrow them money because they want to build pipeline hundreds of kilometers away from where the oil is, so they can go and refine it somewhere else, hundreds of kilometers away, with money they don't have. They decided to go and borrow 6.5 billion naira. I'm giving you all these figures just to let you know that even if they pretend that they want to do well, their actions and all that are saying otherwise. And in all of this whole thing, the consequences is so dire, whatever, that you are not spared, whether you are from northern Nigeria or southern Nigeria, whether you are an Igbo man or Yoruba woman, a Fulani man, or a Hausa woman, Ijo, Idoma. The moment they cite something to kill for in your area, you will start asking questions. Why are they killing us? What have we done? What did we do? Then you look around and say, who should we run to? The government. And talking about the government, who are the government? Politicians. Who are the politicians? They are the reflection of you, Nigerians. Can't you see how worked up some of you are? How angry you get when they talk about your politicians, the ones you kind of that you love, you respect, is abusing our leaders. This Mayegu, you will see what will happen to you. You are insulting our leaders. You are insulting elders. Don't you have home training? The reason why I don't like this boy is because he insults elders. Your elders and your leaders are a reflection of you, no doubt. And that is why a lot of Nigerians don't hate oppression. They don't hate corruption. Okay? They just don't like it. When they are not the one doing the oppression. When they are not the one benefiting from that corruption. When they are not the one doing the brutality, then they don't like it. And that is why in Nigeria, we believe that every abnormality is kind of normal in Nigeria. When you see a policeman that is underpaid, but according to him, he must obey the last order. Now, he can't complain. He can't protest. He can't even go on strike. Because he himself believes that he can't do that. Because he's working. Okay? Even when he's pretty much like being mistreated by the system that gave him the job. So it's all right if he decides to use that little position to oppress anybody who is kind of below him. The civilians. Give me your money or I shoot you. Sorry, sir. Yeah, take my money. Please don't. Oh, yeah, go inside his cell. You want to see your son? You go and bring 1 million naira. Why are they collecting money from you like under duress? Why are they kidnapping you on the road? Why must you give them money? Then you hear Nigerians. I see this one is not America, Jare. This is Nigeria. That's how we do it. Oh yeah, give them, Jare. Give them the money. That's what they are eating. They know they pay them. Nigeria police, they know they pay them well. So what do you want them to eat? They have family, they have everything. What do you want them to just give them? 20 naira, give them 50 naira. Just give them and let us go. It's all right. And you can actually pick any of them to go and oppress somebody by paying them money. Hello, officer. That boy abused me on social media. Officer, I want to show him. Send me your account. So officer will be like, what did he do? What did he do? He was writing rubbish about me. His name is Mayegun. He's saying nonsense about me on YouTube. I want to teach him a lesson. Okay, I'll send my account. Officer. Then they will say, Mayegun, you need to go and pay officer because that person don't pay officer. Officer is looking for you. And the money they gave officer, if he catch you. So Mayegun will now be like, hello, Sean. Hello, Mayegun. Are you Mayegun? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am sending my boys to come and pick you now. They are bringing you to the station. Officer, sorry, sir. What did I do, sir? Sorry, sir. Officer, I'm your boy. Officer, I am a very gentle boy, sir. How gentle are you? Officer, anything you want, sir. See, don't mind him, that guy, In fact, officer, I want you to go and beat him. How much did he pay you? Well, he gave me 1 million naira. So I've told my boys to, officer, I'll give you 5 million naira. That boy that gave you 1 million naira, you go and take him. I want you to beat him. You say, that's how they do it. The officer hasn't committed any crime. He's doing his job. The officer will then go and take that person. Okay? And they will start looking for what crime should we charge him for. Can you charge him for no? Yes, sir. Charge him for Yahoo. That's a good one. You are a fraudster. We are coming to search your house. Yes, sir. I'm the one who gave you 1 million naira that reported that person that he cheated me. Shut up your mouth. That's how you do it and spoil people's name. And try to spoil people. That Mayegun look like somebody that can. Are you mad? They will know that Mayegun has paid higher money. That is normal. It is. And so many other abnormal things that people will just have to justify. Then when it comes to their leaders, they have this stupid assertion. Politicians are the same thing, Jare. Let us just pray to God to give us one that will think about us. The one that will love us. And be like, oh, sorry. Go easy. If they don't raise you with love, they don't raise you with care, they don't raise you with affection, Baba, they don't raise you. I mean, so they didn't raise you with empathy. The moment you open your eyes, congratulations. You started hearing Oshodi, Ikulo Mapaya. Shogo kill your papa, Ogun kill your father, up Nepa, and all of those, and you're like, damn it, I am back in this place again. Our hustling starts from when we are babies. Alone. They will start saying that, why do you leave this your baby here? He will get used to it. His brother was just 3 months old when he started doing things on his own. See, please, he will get used to it. There's no time. We were born into hustling. We were told that we have to survive. Survival of the fittest. Do you know that? I wasn't born with silver spoon. I wasn't even born with any spoon. Even though I was told that my papa and mama, so my papa get money and their family get money, but I wasn't. Maybe I was, but I didn't taste it for long. It was Ozu. So everybody is now like survival of the fittest. And they keep reminding us, out of five babies born in Nigeria, out of 10 babies born in Nigeria, 5 of them are not going to live to see their 5th birthday. Mortality rate, baby mortality rate. I am telling you, these are facts. Go on and check them. Scary stuff. Then they give us age. Say if you live as a baby, like me, you lived, can't turn 5. They're supposed to do birthday for you because so many of your mates, they don't make them that far. Because of the poor healthcare system in Nigeria, because of so many other things that will not make them make it to 5 years old. So I made it. Also, number 1. Then you have to go to Jeliosimi. Jeliosimi is what you call the kindergarten. In Yoruba, they say, just let the house have some peace. Send this one to somewhere, make them lock and there. You call it KG today, kindergarten. And then you dress them up. When we were younger, now bowl they go give us. When I was a baby, bowl, now bowl. So that they go put my gari there. My gari, they tie my gari and epa and sugar inside that gari. So they say, oh yeah, put her inside your bowl. Me and my bowl, we go to Jeliosimi. Also, lati kekereo. No love, no nothing, and then the rest of that, people will, well, not like that. So don't let me kind of ruin it for my mom, who did a lot. What I'm saying is that it's not like we were pampered. Oh, I didn't hear that word until I came to the UK. Do you know that? Oh, I swear to God. Kilon. As you know, when you come home and you say, I'm going to be first. Because I used to kind of be first in my class then. First, I am first. I say, drop that and go and fetch water. We'll come back to that. Not like, where would you like to go and spend your, you came first. Wow. UK or America? I didn't have that. I'm glad that I was raised in love, by the way. So what I mean is that we didn't have that pampering. We didn't have that getaway. You are meant to be upright. And in fact, we have to grow fast. Yeah, you have to, because the time, you go fetch water, you go clean this, you go do that. All those things, you have to do them because they are shaping you ready. Today, all these children, see your children watching my egun like now. More watching my egun care. Anytime, you know what I'm saying? So, when we now have leaders that you call your leaders, who ended up having to become the horrible people who don't give a damn. So, it's so kind of annoying for people who made their choices. You make a choice, right? But you don't want to be responsible for that choice. Right? And therefore, you suddenly just want God to be magician after giving power or giving sort of, power to those who are known to be robbing you every now and then. And then you turn around and you say, well, like God will lead them. It's only God that will touch them. God touch who? When? And that's the point. Where I kind of love to talk about the consequences of people's choices. By understanding the consequences of your choices, sometimes they may help you, right, in preventing such in the future, right? If you know something, right, like, because I do that one, But some of you would rather die than take responsibility. And I've told people, I said, listen, I am your punching bags. Point all those fingers at me when it makes you feel better. And then you protect the criminals who swore to actually keep you safe. And here you are, vulnerable. So on Mayegun's Diary Politico, it is mine to kind of dig into that your deeper soul. Yeah? That your subconscious or your consciousness. Something that gets you to think for once. What could it be like if I choose to stop doing same thing again and again? Supporting same thing again and again. Not just politics, on everything. And then expecting different results. Something they call that is an act of insanity. And there are many, many millionaire insane Nigerians right now. A lot of them they actually appear like they are educated. But let me show you something. In Imo State, in Nigeria today, by the way, all over, they are doing what they call the supplementary elections. Supplementary elections are the elections that couldn't be completed or concluded during their last charade. So they just said to complete the whole thing, charade, and as expected, just same old drama. This person speaking here, you would think is an educated person, a lawmaker. But like I've been saying, these guys are criminals. Even if you think they are respectable people in your world, not in mine. And when you do away with them, you are likely going to be like so disgusted that you've endured this for long. And I think we are not in majority yet until a lot of you are so disgusted about them. This is in politics, is it?
For emerging as a candidate of our party, and we assure him at the Kenya logo, our 15 polling units, we will close up everywhere. We will give him 100% of 100%. No other party is allowed to come to Kenya logo to campaign in the Kenya logo in that election. I'm giving it to you as instruction and as a directive. No other party should be allowed to drop anything, canopy anywhere in the Kenya logo. That is our position.
And the guy with that too. He's a lawmaker, and I think he's already like something elect, like Kolu. So he's now a rep elect. So they are doing a campaign for Hopeless Uzodingba to be the next for a second term. Anyway, so it's like war in Imo State. All for what? So this is the kind of fascism that you would expect people to remember. That APC, they are actually like fascists. Okay? Their style of politics is so violent. And people destroying people as well, in a way. But unfortunately, the people that are that are fighting on social media are the real ones that they consider, fascist and the rest. But look at this guy. This one is a rep candidate in Ebonyi. Okay, so the story you want to hear his story is a Labour Party candidate in Ebonyi. Now, he's expected to be part of those who are going to do the supplementary election. Okay, the election they didn't do then, but now he has been arrested. You know why? They arrested him for hiring thugs to kidnap a PDP chieftain in his constituency, to torture him. God knows why. To prevent him from stopping him from becoming elected rep. That's the story the media is carrying. So they said they tortured the PDP guy and they killed him. So yesterday, a day before the elections today, they arrested him, okay, for murder, for torturing a murder. And that's his story. But the people that are also countering that same story are saying that that's so cheap and it's a pure lie. That is pure, what do you call it? A pure setup or something like that. according to them, they wanted the guy away. So they have to set him up for murder. But that's him, for murder. Trying and standing for that. But look at this guy. This one is already a House of Rep member who is also running again for the 5th time. He's been in the National Assembly for 16 years, Dogua. So if he goes back now, it will be his 20 years. Right? However, on the 25th of February, in his constituency, this guy rounded 12 people up because he suspected that they won't vote for him. Women and their children, they were rounded up in a single place. And they were shot, point blank, executed. And they were burnt. The entire house was burned down. He himself was, with eyewitness, was saying to have personally shot 2 people. Just why people watch you, this is not like a sort of an attack. They went to the community and they rounded some people up that they considered as working against him, APC. And they took them to a place, a location, and they set them as an example for people there, the communities there, by killing them and setting them ablaze in the public glare, public view, to the point that they couldn't even hide it, that the police have to go and arrest him. They arrested him and they took him to court. In court, he was remanded in prison, right? And surprisingly, the same court granted him bail. 12 people because of election. 2 personally killed by him, shot at close range by this man. Today, he has been announced the winner. So because of that, they couldn't complete the election on the 25th of February. So they postponed it. Today, they are celebrating that he has been declared winner of that constituency election by this man, Mahmoud. So he will be going back to the National Assembly, a murderer. And because he is not Igbo, this one is going to stay in jail for as long as they want him to be in jail. But you see this one, by June, he is going to be inaugurated as a lawmaker in Abuja. And they will say he has a case in court. So he will be going for his murder trial while making laws for the rest of you. Your country will reflect your leaders. So just, it is what it is, Abi. So others are hungry. The Akolu was declared as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. The list is shared with Joe Biden, some scientists, writers here and there, and people are going bananas. How can you make a call, do this and that? You nonsense. All of that. Well, the point here is this. All of you should just kind of begin to pay attention to what matters and begin to ignore distractions like Mayegu. Me, I am already following why and what will happen when their tribunal open next week. The tribunal will open and they will begin to take all the briefs from the parties, the ones suing, the petitioner, and the petitioned. So if you want to get lost in the old drama of the propaganda, where Iskolu is sick, demented, Obi arrested, not arrested, detained, not detained, Atifku, back in Dubai, no, he's in Jeddah, no, he's in Abuja, all of those things, right? Put them aside. And let's talk about what is really the issue, so that they won't use propaganda to distract you when they begin to perform their abracadabra at their tribunal, only for you to hear about it 2 days later. And I say, where was that? How come I did not know? Because you are asking where is Pablo Escobar? Pablo Escobar, which is good. Keep asking. I'm just saying, do not lose the focus. You have tested the military, you have tested the police, you have tested the political parties, PDP, APC, you have put INEC on trial. And as we speak, Even our next chairman, if you see a one-on-one, with the level of this election, they are saying that they have never seen anything like this before, where the losers are pressurizing the winners, supposed winner, and everybody is running panic and running mad as we speak. Pressure. Where's that guy?
Many people are in the bank because many people are dying. Everything are doing. Pressure ti wà. Mbazo Yorùbá. Gbogbo nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ń lù yìí. Pressure ti wà. Èyí gbogbo ṣe sọ. Sẹ́yìn ìlú lé fún alówó wa àlówó.
Àwọn ọlọ́pàá máa kó anybody lẹ́yìn. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá máa kó anybody lẹ́yìn.
So don't get lost in the old shovel. Don't get lost in the rhetorics of tribal this, religious that. They are going to cook a lot of propaganda. I told you that before. They want to wear you out. They know that Nigerians have short memory span. Sure, you know what that means? There's so much that happens in Nigeria every day. Horrible, horrible things that happens that you can barely catch up. So when you say something, I remember. Ironic. Ordinarily, they don't remember. Until you begin to say, but you remember that? Yeah. But when they do remember, they are not so enraged. They are not so angry. The way they were when that happened. Short memory span. And a lot of people suffers that, okay? Because there's so much to take in. So much. Who want to cry about people they kidnapped last week? When I've already kidnapped like triple of the same number this week. Who want to be bothered about somebody they said stole 10 billion naira 3 months ago? When somebody have already broken the record and stolen another 30 billion today. Sure, you know. So it's so much to take in. And that's why you have Mayegun's diary political. It's a diary. You can always go back and say, I remember something. That should be on the April 15th. Let me go to Mayegun's diary political. So tonight, when their propaganda work on you to wear you out, when you are no longer ready to protest anymore, when everything is just like so tiring, you just want to move on with your life, and the rest of all those things, they will wear you out. The obedience are kind of very tough. They are very tough. The energy, the tension, the everything. It can't be like, say, the election are next week. I mean, they are taking everything in. So please, for the record and for the people listening to Mayegun's diary political, let's go back to that, their court, and leave all of these other dramas, okay? What are the prayers? What are they asking the tribunals? I mean, the tribunal. And what are the defenses they've put up so far? Now, summary I go give you. It's just a reminder to let you know that that issue is still there. It hasn't gone. I mean, it's not gone yet. I want to drink tea. I'm feeling like my voice is becoming thicker and all of that. Have you liked this broadcast, by the way? We currently have nearly 3,000 of us on YouTube, and I bet we have over 200 or so left on Facebook. Thank you so much, all of you who are still there on Facebook. Thank you. But on YouTube, right, you can use this time to pay your offering. I want to tell you something before I take calls, if I am going to be able to, okay? Now, you can go on now and then pay your offering, like the broadcast. Don't go anywhere, and when I get back, we will continue. cassava, gari, ewa. You dey speak in tongue.